how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Amityville Christmas Vacation. This came out in 2022. It was directed by Steve Rudzinski, who also stars in the movie as the lead character, so the director's the main character. That's pretty cool. We also have Aleen, Isley, and Marci Leigh in this movie, and this is another in the very long line of unofficial Amityville sequels. If you guys are unfamiliar, basically, because Amityville's a real city, anyone can set their movie there and put that in the title. And it's gotten quite crazy at this point. Counting the unofficial ones, we're well past 40 Amityville movies, and it's gotten to the point where I believe it's Fangoria actually gives out an award for Best Amityville Movie every year, and for 2022, this movie won. And I honestly can't say I disagree with him. I mean, look at the film's competition. Also from 2022 was Amityville Thanksgiving. This movie is terrible. Like, it's just actors without a script fumbling their way through scenes and talking at the camera for way too long. It's honestly painful to watch and shockingly lazy. And a lot of the Amityville movies are pretty bad. It really is disheartening. It's shocking at how bad all the Amityville films are. Well, why this one is by no means perfect, Amityville Christmas Vacation is probably one of the better unofficial ones. If you look at the guy who made it and scroll through his IMDb, a lot of his movies are just him with his cats just being silly, but it's a real guy with actual passion, and he does seem relatively nice. I mean, if you look at the comment that he put under the trailer, he said that he made this movie for like $300 and was honestly surprised at how many people paid attention to it, and you really do feel that. I mean, even though a lot of the movie feels like a semi-awkward YouTuber skit, you can see that he's there with his friends and yes, sometimes his cats, just kind of going around telling silly jokes, and I can appreciate the passion behind it. I can definitely appreciate that he's actually trying and he's just here to have a good time. And no, it doesn't pan out to anything really great, but honestly, it's 47 minutes or so. At the time of recording, it's free on Tubi right now. If you want to put it in, if you like cheesy little stupid humor, you know, it's fine. It's not great, but it's fine if you want a cheesy, low-budget, kind of hammy comedy. It's not terrible, it's not great, but it's not as bad as most of the other Amityville films. And I guess I should explain this a little deeper. I'm gonna analyze the movie, no major spoilers. I just want to kind of dive in and talk about what works and doesn't. We open up with the film's main bad guy saying that she needs to lure someone to the house because the spirits are restless. No real mystery as to what's going on here, but we're a 45-minute comedy, so who cares? Let's just get going. And that's where we meet this guy, Wally Griswold, and he says, "Oh boy, I can't believe I won a contest that I never even entered into," and we can see that he's giving all this monologue and exposition to his cat. Yeah, I can appreciate that. I have 2 cats myself. Yeah, put them in your cheesy movie, it's fun. But I guess this does also lead into one of the film's bigger flaws. It's Amityville Christmas Vacation, but if you're here for the Christmas Vacation side of things, that really isn't super prevalent. I mean, his name is Wally Griswold and the ghost's last name is D'Angelo, but there's not too many Christmas Vacation references in here. Like, he's not an angry guy about to burst all the time. He's just a silly and upbeat guy. You know, he's not Chevy Chase angry. We also don't have the wacky extended family. There's no Cousin Eddie or anything like that. And honestly, it is a vacation he's taking around Christmas, but don't expect too many National Lampoon references. I really wish there were more of those. But anyway, he goes to Amityville, to the second most haunted house on Ocean Avenue. They do a gag where you see the Amityville house and he goes, glad I'm not staying there. I'm staying in the house across the street. A funny bit, even though the Amityville house is the one that makes it onto the box art. But that being said, maybe that's just a smart Amityville parody because that's what winds up happening in most of these things. Anyway, he's inside and he meets a ghost, and a lot of the comedy early on in this part of the movie is him simply not understanding she's a ghost. He opens the shower curtain, she's right there, and he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to walk in on you." And to the point when they start talking, she'll literally say that she's a ghost, and he goes, "Yeah, I feel that way too sometimes." So again, it's this kind of silly, cheesy humor, you know, the total lack of understanding of his situations. That's going to be what we're dealing with for most of this. But the plot really kicks off when the ghost realizes that she has someone who understands her, and she starts to fall in love with this guy, and maybe she doesn't want to be the bad guy anymore. Maybe she's going to quit haunting. And that's a cutesy little love story, and it's cool to see the two of them together, especially the scene where they go on a date and no one else can see her. That was a clever idea. Although I will say, with the humor and the style in here, I do wish it was a little more biting, you know? Like I said, he's not Chevy Chase, he's not constantly angry at the world. I do wish there were some more darker jokes in here. I mean, there's one at like almost the very end of the movie that I think is better than a lot of the jokes in here. I just really wish it was darker, and I also wish we had more horror references. I mean, we are set in Amityville and she is a ghost and she does some ghost gags, you know? But I really wish it was more of a creepy, spooky movie, and it's not really hard-hitting in the horror department either. And also their references can be a little weird. Like, there's this ghost hunter, and I think his company is like Spirit Snatchers or something, and the guy he's saying this to on the phone goes, "Is that the team with the monkey?" No, that's the other one. And that's a very obscure reference to the team that originally had the name Ghostbusters. But I'm like, I get the reference, but it's just not a funny joke. I mean, it's just a little weird, you know? So yeah, the humor doesn't 100% land, and it's not super scary, and it's not super hard-hitting, you know, dark humor, which I would kind of prefer. But that being said, if you're on the sweet and sugary side, that's where most of the humor lands. And we do actually have a Christmas atmosphere in here. I complained about in my review for Amityville Thanksgiving how they barely reference Thanksgiving. That's not the case for this one. The guy legitimately loves Christmas, the house is decorated, he's happy, and they go out and see Christmassy stuff. So you got Christmas in your movie, you have that side down, and overall, it's okay. As I said earlier, it's only about 47 minutes long, and I like that it doesn't overstay its welcome. You can get through this, it's not perfect, but you know what? It's a little Amityville experience by someone who's actually trying and actually cares. I don't want to oversell this and say it's a great film, but if you like the cheesier side of things, you might enjoy this, and honestly, it's one of the better unofficial Amityville movies out there, mainly because they're actually trying. So overall, it's okay. Watch it if you want to. As I said earlier, free on Tubi at the time of recording. So, you know, why not? Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Amityville playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about other Amityville movies, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist here. Have a good day now.